November 14th, 2025. Black water pressed against the Russian coastline as 3 low-slung sea drones slipped through the darkness, their electric engines barely louder than the surf. A grainy monochrome feed jittered across the operator's monitor, wavetops flashing white, shoreline lights trembling on the horizon. Telemetry pulsed 13.1 kilometers, 12.6, 12.0. A soft tone confirmed each drop, like a heartbeat buried under static. The operator nudged the stick 1 degree left. The drone responded instantly, a ripple through the feed, a reminder of how little margin existed at this range. Every adjustment carved a cleaner path toward a fuel hub Russia considered untouchable. Inside a Russian coastal radar station, an operator frowned. Tiny, unstable returns flickered at the bottom of his screen. Too steady to be waves, too low to be a fishing boat. A dull chirp cut across the display, then vanished. He hesitated, finger hovering over the alert key. A supervisor waved him off without looking up. Surface clutter. Ignore it. Back in Ukrainian mission control, the final relay node locked in. A crisp beep cut through the room. A second operator murmured, "Telemetry stable. Maintain course," his hand trembling slightly over the throttle dial. Through the drone's ghost green camera, pipelines and fuel tanks began to take shape, a skeletal silhouette rising out of the dark. At 3.9 kilometers, Russia's alarms finally triggered. By then, the first drone was already seconds from impact. If you'd like more videos like this, consider subscribing. The alarm tone inside the Russian defense post cut through the room, a sharp, metallic chirp that shouldn't have existed at this range. The radar operator snapped back to his screen. The faint return he'd dismissed minutes earlier had suddenly strengthened, tightening into a cleaner shape. The system flagged it as unknown surface contact. "This doesn't look like clutter anymore," he said. A second alarm tripped, deeper, more urgent. "Angle?" the supervisor asked. 285, speed, too steady, low profile. The supervisor stiffened. Low surface signatures were the nightmare scenario, the kind radar systems struggled to classify. Drone 1 drifted past a breakwater, waves slapping its hull. Telemetry ticked, 3.2 kilometers, 3.1, 3.0. A faint orange glow washed across the feed. Perimeter lights glowing unaware. An operator adjusted pitch by a fraction, aligning with a pipeline junction marked on his overlay. A Russian patrol boat crew scrambled at the pier, boots hammering metal. Engines sputtered, then spun up, but they had no clear target, no heading, no visual. Unknown surface contact, find it, intercept. They pushed throttle, scanning black water. Drone 1 is committed, a Ukrainian operator whispered. Telemetry pulsed, 2.4 kilometers. The coastline was waking up, but the drones were already inside the perimeter corridor. Telemetry pulsed 2.0 kilometers, 1.8, 1.5. Drone 1's camera dipped as it accelerated, waves shearing into thin white lines. A faint tremor rippled through the hull, and the operator nudged a stabilizer input, correcting for crosswind. Ahead, the hub loomed. Pipelines snaking from a central manifold, storage tanks stacked behind like steel domes. A Russian searchlight snapped on, too far left, sweeping the wrong sector. The operator exhaled. "Hold course, no adjustments. Telemetry, 900 meters. On the patrol boat, a crewman finally spotted movement, a low object slicing the water. Target, bearing 214. The boat surged. A machine gunner fired, tracers skipping across the surface. Too low, too fast. The drone slid beneath their firing arc like a shadow. Drone 1's camera locked onto a power relay box feeding the hub's perimeter lighting. 240 meters, 200, 150. The operator committed. A flash, and the feed dissolved into white. The entire left side of the hub went dark. Drone 1 confirmed. Power disruption achieved. Mission control announced. Drone 2, route updated. Strike tank cluster. Drone 2's engine whined as it surged to attack speed. Telemetry streaked. 1.6 kilometers. 1.2. 800 meters. A Russian searchlight finally caught it. A thin glint on the water. Shouts erupted across the pier. A soldier fired a flare, trying to expose the target. The drone yawed right, hugging a pier piling before slipping into the lane leading straight toward a 5,000-ton fuel tank. A violent bloom of fire erupted upward, a rolling orange column punching into the sky. Shockwaves rippled across the water, rocking the patrol boat. Inside the Russian command post, radios overlapped. "Fire at Tank 3. Unknown strike platform, possibly multiple. Perimeter sensors offline." Screens flickered as the electrical grid buckled. A voice shouted the worst possible report. "We have no identification on the threat." Drone 3 dipped into the smoke veil created by the second impact. Telemetry, 900 meters, 700, 500. The operator traced the pipeline junction that fed the entire storage array. A line? A gust forced a correction, and the drone skimmed inches from a concrete barrier. 120 meters, 90, then 60. A machine gun opened fire blindly into smoke, rounds cracking overhead. The operator didn't flinch. Execute. The feed cut out, replaced by a shockwave so bright it lit the coastline like a sunrise. A towering fire column roared upward, pipelines bursting one after another in a devastating chain reaction. The hub dissolved into a wall of flame. The fireball climbed so high it washed the coastline in a violent orange glow. Heat rolled across the harbor like a blast furnace. A firefighter shielded his face, staggering backward as a shockwave hammered the ground. Smoke twisted upward into a black column, swallowing the sky. Fuel tanks ruptured in sequence, one, then another, each explosion punctuated by a metallic roar. A steel panel from Tank 3 spun across concrete like a manhole cover. Tank Line 7 is gone. We can't reach the valves. Inside Russian command, the commander leaned over a cracked monitor, thermal views glowing white-hot. A ceiling tile shook loose as another tank detonated. How many drones? No one answered. Radar was blind. Sensors were down. Patrol boats reported conflicting sightings. We still don't know how they got through. Lights flickered, the electrical grid collapsing. In Ukrainian mission control, a soft tone chimed, the signature that appears when a target's heat profile surpasses critical threshold. Chain reaction is spreading. The senior officer leaned closer. Pipeline manifold is destroyed. Secondary tanks destabilizing. This hub isn't just hit, he said. It's gone. Hours later, satellite imagery captured a plume casting a shadow across open water. Analysts zoomed and re-zoomed, searching for surviving structures beneath the thermal bloom. The site received a single classification: inoperable. 3 sea drones had just removed one of Russia's most critical fuel nodes from the Black Sea War. And the destruction didn't just interrupt Russian operations. It exposed a structural weakness the Kremlin has never resolved. For decades, Russia relied on layered coastal defenses, assuming anything approaching the shoreline would be detected and destroyed long before reaching a critical target. Sea drones shattered that assumption. Ukraine no longer needs a navy to challenge Russia at sea. They only need precision, low-profile drones that slip under radar horizons and overwhelm defenses built for ships, not hulls the size of kayaks. Fuel hubs are the backbone of Russia's military machine. They feed armor on the southern front, tanker operations for strike aircraft, and the logistical arteries sustaining Crimea. Destroy one, and the ripple hits every sector: sortie rates, fuel delivery timetables, naval endurance. This attack forced Russian commanders to confront an uncomfortable truth. Defending coastline is now harder than attacking it. Every kilometer becomes a vulnerability. Every fuel node becomes a target. Every patrol gap becomes an entry point for a $50,000 platform capable of inflicting millions in damage. Insurance rates, commercial shipping, and Black Sea energy flows shifted within hours, a sign the region's battle space has entered a new phase. Because the Night 3 drones slipped through 30 defensive nodes wasn't just another attack. It was the moment sea drones rewrote the rules of modern naval warfare. Subscribe for the next breakdown.